the noise possible.
Are you done? Hello guys, today we're at Villains Sportsland. Thanks to Nate at Villains. If you need knuckles or anything like that from that dude, go check his website, come to his events. Nate is awesome. This place is amazing, it's magical. The spectating area is amazing. The track is really fun. It wasn't nearly as bad on cars as people made it out to be. It was good.
It's not over yet.
Nope. I'm here with Chelsea Denofa today, and I was gonna troll him, but I don't think he's in the mood for it right now.
Oh,
so we're not
man.
gonna talk about what everybody wants me to ask him.
What does everyone ask you?
You don't wanna hear about it.
Just go for it, whatever.
How do you like takeovers?
Oh, yeah, haha, funny.
See, I'm not gonna mention it.
I hate them. I think that...
No, you're gonna have to take this video down.
I know.
Okay, we're not going there. So anyways, what I wanted to talk about is all right, who's the most influential person in drifting before we get to this? This is gonna make him mad because he doesn't want to talk about this right now, but let's do it.
What's that gonna make me mad for?
You'll get there in a minute.
Okay. Most influential drift people on drifting. I mean, probably all the YouTubers right now.
Oh, that's actually sad. I was gonna say originally it was Kumakubo.
Originally, yes.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about right now.
I would think Kumakubo built the tracks, built the style that did everything, created the cars,
cool cars,
video games,
cool driving style, video games before people knew what drifting was, helped out with like Fast and the Furious drifting stuff to keep it like at least something of a cool thing. He did a lot. I think he's definitely a good candidate for that. I thought you were talking about now.
Okay, we'll get there. So who's the most, because that's kind of a pure thing. Whether or not he made lots of money at it or had family money or whatever created all this,
doesn't matter.
he was definitely one of the, he was the best, most influential person in drifting besides like Tsuchiya or somebody like that, who also, or Daijiro from Tokyo Auto Salon and stuff. So we've got those people. Nowadays, I think you were directly going to YouTubers like who?
No, just YouTube in general, I think. It's hard to like say one person because I feel like a lot of people watch a lot of different YouTube stuff. So yeah,
Inadvertently,
take me back.
Well, no, I was just gonna say I was talking to Chris Knapp, and I was talking to people, and I was thinking, who's the most influential person in drifting right now, and who has the potential? Like he will have or does have control of a track. He just designed a Formula D track, the English Town stuff.
Yeah.
Like he had the ability to create like a modern Minami with jumps and like crazy stuff with stadium seating around it and everything else. They might redesign it in the future or something, maybe, I have no idea. But he has the potential to be super influential. You'd probably say if it was YouTube, pick 2 people. And sponsor time, thank you so much to BC Racing Coilovers, the most supportive coilover company in the entire industry who swept Formula D and all kinds of stuff recently, supports the grassroots scene so much. Drifting would not be the same in the United States without them, and neither would Lone Star Drift or Drift Week, so thank you so much, BC Racing Coilovers. Thank you to ECU Master for supporting another Drift Week. The other Drift Weeks would not have happened without ECU Master's support, so thank you so much, ECU Master USA. Thank you for making great products such as standalone ECUs, power distribution modules for your cars, all kinds of cool boost controllers, sensors, all kinds of stuff. Thank you so much, ECU Master. Thank you to Y-Plate Imports out of Portland. If you need an imported car from Japan before they get too crazy expensive, it is your time to buy one right now. Contact them. They'll tell you how much it is to find your car. They'll get you in touch with how to do the whole process. They'll show you auctions. They'll tell you everything. Just contact them. Also, thank you to Torco Fuels and Oils for coming on board. It is awesome to have a great company like that, both helping out with money to help throw the event, but also with product. So we'll be using their products on the trip. We're gonna incorporate them in the drag racing to see if we can get the turbo cars to go a little bit faster by adding some more boost and some more octane. So thank you so much to those guys. And thank you so much to Drift HQ. Drift HQ is bringing out the Drift Van support vehicle, which really helped out on Drift Week 2. They carry so much stuff. They're out of Florida. They're bringing it all the way to the Pacific Northwest. They support so many drifters from around the world. Drift HQ is a huge company now with tons of products. Go to their website, see what they sell, support the companies that support the content that you watch. Thank you so much. Did we cover them all, Si?
Yo.
All right, back to our normally scheduled stuff.
I don't know, dude. I don't watch YouTube. Who has the
Okay.
most followers? Because those
It's
are the
not
best
about
people.
that. Anyways, we won't go into that.
Realistically, I feel like
How
that's the
about
thing. That's all
Nakamura?
everyone really cares about. So.
Nakamura was influential enough through his media to have
I
the
thought we were
first.
going with now. You just said now.
Well, no, coming
you're
up
so
into this-
confusing me now.
With YouTube, it would have been like
Yeah,
Nakamura
yeah.
and some of these people because they built a whole track in America
What I
after
think
his
is
style.
hilarious is it's nothing to do with the sport. It's the people, right? So
Yeah.
like, you would think like, oh, Formula D is, oh, they're so influential. They're not at all in any way. They just give a platform for it. You'd think like D1, oh, it's, the whole thing as a thing would be influential. Like, I want to go drive D1. Like, it's not. It's like more of the people.
It's
than
a
anything.
platform for the circus and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which is good because typically those are like promotional platforms and all that stuff, and they create the show. Okay, so probably Adam and some of the YouTubers are pretty influential right now. Anyways, the whole thing I was going to get at is you are probably one of the more influential USA drifters at this point. I think there's something about your nonchalantness and like you don't try hard, you're not a try hard. You, how do you say? You come off as a normal human. You're not like, you're a character being a normal person, like it's just who you are. You're not like, even Matt Field, I love Matt Field's character and stuff, but it feels like it's a little amped up, like he's doing push-ups before shots. And
He was.
right, and then
Burpees.
he takes like multiple takes of stuff,
Yeah,
but that's
yeah.
good because he tries really hard and it comes off super well.
Yeah, no, and he
But
has
you
a-
don't do that.
Yeah, I just
I've
don't
never seen you
care.
do push-ups
I just do
before a
me, and
shot.
if you don't like me, that's how it is.
Right, and that's what people like. So anyways, we're getting into this. Oh, I talk too much in this stuff. You normally talk a
Normally
lot.
I do. I'm trying to get where you're going with this.
Anyways, my point is you are one of the more influential people, whether you like it or
Headphone
not,
users
in
beware.
the way you interact with your crowd and your fans and the people around you and your online community, whether it be you just talking about, we won't say the takeover stuff, but you lit up the audience. It went viral because you lit them up, because they see you as like a little beacon of truth for everything. Anyways, what are you gonna do with that? What are you gonna do with your influence, whether it be you teaching, driving in
I'm
Formula
already
D,
doing it all. I just keep evolving it.
you're YouTubing,
Yeah.
you probably have a TikTok channel now.
No.
Chelsea's dances.
YouTube, I do YouTube. That's
Yeah.
a thing. That's a.
But do you feel any
thing.
responsibility? Like if someone was gonna design a track, I was talking to Chris and I was like, that is so cool you did that, but like, why not push the sport harder? Push it harder,
I
push
always
it
say
harder.
that. I'm like,
but I was
why
gonna
would-
say, why didn't they have you design the track? You would have done something mental.
I think it's a lot because people in the drifting community have a hard time like planning things out and doing a focus group of it. Like I've had people reach out to me and they're like, hey, I want you to design a track. I want you to do that. And it's in like Wisconsin or something. And immediately I'm like, well, like, do you have a market for it? How many people are going to be there? Like, do you really
You talk them out of it.
I don't necessarily talk them out of it, but it's like, please don't just blow all your money in and not have a way to build it. Like, if you're gonna do that and invest money into it, do it somewhere in some place that's gonna be successful. And like Englishtown's a perfect example. Like, I see that layout, I'm super pumped on the stadium aspect of it. Like, it's like Monster Jam of drifting, but it's like, to me, I was like, man, I really wish they did something more exciting. Like, if I had the money to build a track, it would be like,
You knew they were building it though, why
ridiculous.
didn't you step in?
No one asked me to. That's
But
their own place.
You have the ability, if you would have just said, let me help, they would have let you.
False.
You don't think so?
Just get washed out.
No, I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Also, like, I can't dedicate thousands of hours. Like,
No, but
I'm like-
let's say the hyperdrive thing.
Yeah.
They contacted me and they're talking to me and they're like, we're gonna spend $20 million to build a track and all this stuff. And I was like, cool. And I immediately tried to take them to Ebisu. I tried to
Yeah.
educate them to a certain extent. I tried really hard because I knew it was a lot of money and they didn't know what was going on. I was like, let me hold your hand and,
and
do
how
this.
did that work out?
Didn't work out.
Right.
They
that's
didn't care.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Or the same thing happened with
They reached
recently.
out to me too, and they wanted me to go do that whole thing. And I was
Yeah.
like, yo, it's during FD. Like, I can't do it unless I get some sort of supplement for it. And they're like, nah, we don't care.
Discovery Channel was
Like, you're
doing
spending
that.
$20 million on the layout. Like,
No, I agree.
You can't spend a little bit of money to have me be there and help you make this better.
Well,
Nah.
they could have built an American Ebisu for that. It
Instead,
could have been
and
amazing.
it could have been there and lived
Right.
there forever.
I begged them for that, and I was
Yeah.
accidentally talking to the casting people probably, and it didn't
Yeah.
work. But take, for instance, I just got off topic. The Discovery Channel contacted me about the Street Outlaw guys. We're doing a police cop chase thing with drifters and drag racers and stuff. And they had no idea what they're doing. I was like, I have access to Police Academy. I have an event in 2 weeks. Come out, we will show you all these things, because they thought that they would give drifters a 15-second or 20-second head start and then catch them with cop cars in a neighborhood. I was like, they'd be gone.
Yeah, no chance.
They're like, well, the cops didn't think that. I was like, the cops are idiots. Uh-oh, Matt's trolling. Anyways, the whole point of this is you have influence. You have all the accrued knowledge of hosting, teaching, driving. Like, you've hosted events. You've been doing demos forever. You've been doing, like world-class driving, one of the best drivers in the world. You have all this information locked in your head. If anybody is going to do something useful for drifting, including, some of the richest people in the world, literally, you talk to the richest people in the world. If you had a conversation and you motivated some of these people to do something, you could just get something done.
Sure.
You're like, no.
I mean, I've done this, I've had this conversation, but also I have so much stuff going on in my life all the time that there's not that much time to evolve. All those things you listed, I do those weekly. So how do you keep doing that?
I'm just
all
saying.
You do is you keep growing it and you keep getting people involved and you keep doing things. That's all you do. That's all I've been doing.
Yeah.
I also just do this because I like driving. Screw all the other crap. I just like driving. I know it's oh, but dude, I am where I am today because of driving. How many people out here in this pit right now are here because they drive? None. Sorry to be that guy. But yo, everyone's always trying to do something else and make themselves something else. I just drive.
I should say also,
I just accrue knowledge of driving over and over and over again.
You're super passionate about all this stuff. And that's why people love you as well. And do we owe something back to the community? When I host events, if I don't host
the time. What do you mean? Everything we do is for that.
That's true.
I'm here on Drift Week because I love driving.
We're still not doing enough, is my point.
Yeah, but the problem is it's you can only do so much because they're that guy's a boomer anyway. Blah, blah, blah. I'm literally, my parents are boomers. I'm not a boomer. But
You're the old man in the Mustang.
I am the old dude at the skate park. But no one gives a crap. Everyone can only do 5 things per day.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Maybe you need to delete a bunch of other stuff that you're doing.
Oh, no, I'm not saying me. I do much more than 5 things a day. Most people can't do more than 5 things a day.
We're getting them heated.
No, I'm just saying. I deal with this all the time.
I have to be careful. If I get them too heated, we have to take the video down.
Take people from never drifting before to want to go drive Pro-Am and compete and all that, and they have all the money. Wait. Hold on, let me just explain something. They have all the money in the world. Yeah. I give them all of my knowledge. I share everything to the point where I'm damn, this guy is gonna kill it. It's gonna be great. He's enjoying it. He loves it. And then next week, nah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Those people that you said, I know the wealthiest people in the world. Once it becomes something that's the same as the day before, they don't want to do it anymore. They're not the guy, like I just said. I do it because I drive. Nobody out here is like that. There's so few people. That's the problem with the algorithm. It's why is everyone, yo, I could throw a baseball. I could hit a baseball with a baseball bat. Why am I not a professional baseball player? Because I don't have the drive to do that every day. It's not my passion. Everyone who plays baseball was either started from their parents, they became super passionate, they got through high school. Once they graduated high school, it was do I go be a professional baseball player and continue the rest of my life the way I've been doing and pursuing it and practicing 7 days a week and 6 hours a day, or do I do something else? That's it. It's the same thing.
I feel like you're burning out.
No, I'm fine. I'm just saying, it's the same reason why there's 26 people driving Formula D.
I was gonna
because
say,
it takes so much effort.
Let me back up a few minutes. You were talking about how you try and you teach and you do all these things. You are a high-level person now that has a lot of knowledge locked in your head, and it's not necessary for you to sit around and teach anymore. All right, so anyways, I was saying, you're a high-level person that probably shouldn't spend all of his time teaching, and I know you don't. But I was gonna say, it's a shame. It's a shame that we don't utilize yourself for certain people at a higher level. Even for some, in some ways, I feel like Kumukubo has become stagnant over time. Like he was just rapidly changing drifting for quite a, and I'm happy he's keeping Ebisu alive and doing all these things.
Me too.
I don't expect everybody to like go to the moon kind of thing, but if I could motivate you to do something, because if you created a track and you had somebody, you don't need to live at it, you don't need to do all this stuff, but like if you got somebody to help you design, or help them design a track and do all these things.
Now I finally understand where this conversation is going.
The country, I'm not investing in your track. The conversation was never going anywhere. I created it 30 seconds before we
Trust me,
started.
I know, because I am like going in circles in my brain right now.
Yeah. So anyways, how do we make drifting better? How do we utilize skills that we've accrued all these people? Because it just seems like it just gets chewed up in professional drifting, and it's doing something repetitive over and over and over again.
I'll tell you the biggest problem.
What?
And this is gonna go back to the same thing. You wanna know about what I'm burnt out about?
What?
Ask holes.
Where they ask you and then don't do it?
Like, straight up, I spend multiple hours per day responding to people that I don't have to respond to. I don't have to answer questions for you. I don't have to share the millions of dollars and hundreds of thousands of hours that I've spent coming up with things Aaron has spent, hanging out with a bunch of people. I don't have to answer all these questions, but I do. And then you don't care or listen to any of them. No. Seriously, that's the problem though. Like, how can you grow it when no one wants to absorb growth?
Yeah.
And be better? I started a drift school. I priced a drift school so that the drift school doesn't make any money to give back to the drifting community. Like, I still lose money with the drift school because I feel like if I do that, people will come from all over the US and they will go back to where they're at and they will help a little bit all over the place. Like, you want to talk about what I've given back to it? I feel like I've given a shitload back to it.
Okay,
and
I didn't mean to
1%
attack you.
sticks.
I didn't mean to attack you.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm passionate about it. Like, 1% sticks because everyone just does this now, and it gets worse and worse because of YouTube and all of that crap. Like, everyone just chases clout. TikTok is literally a clout-generated thing. It has nothing to do with anything but clout.
You're just mad you're not a 15-year-old girl.
I don't
that's
care,
dancing.
dude. I would live the rest of my life for $30,000 a year and go drifting. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't care about money and any of that crap. Like,
that's why people like you.
But what I'm getting at is, like, you just want to keep growing this and doing it, and there is growth, but it's just a trickle of new people, and there's some old
I didn't say I wanted
people.
to grow it, by the way.
Yeah, you
So,
did.
no, I didn't
How do
say
we grow
growth.
this?
I said make it better.
Yeah.
Like an Ebisu, or I don't mean to always bring up Ebisu, but it's kind of like the little like fairy tale land, Peter Pan's land, where we don't grow up and we go play.
You said yourself, the reason you started Drift Week and you're doing 2 a year right now is because we can't go to Ebisu.
I know.
Everyone can live Ebisu. Everyone has a
Isn't that
few
weird?
tracks within 10 hours of them, and they could go drive every other day at a different track, and it's the same cost.
You can't because of the.
Because of
it has
what?
to be a weekend, and there has to be an event hosted. You can't do it on weekdays. That's the secret of Drift Week.
But there's plenty of tracks out that also rent tracks privately too. If you got 20 people together.
Okay.
Like, I'm just saying, like, this whole thing, like you said.
I'm not trying to break your market here on Drift Week.
No, I don't. I'm just, all I'm simply saying is, like, it takes, the reason why Drift Week is successful is because you've given a platform where people can go do what they enjoy doing and get clout doing it. If you said, we're not allowed to vlog, we're not doing anything here, about 85% of the people wouldn't show up.
You think so?
I promise you that.
Would you show up?
I would put,
Chelsea's like, I'm gone.
I would be here in a minute. I'd drive all of them.
Really?
Less people to deal with. I just want to drive with my friends.
Yeah.
And new friends that want to learn how to drive better.
It's a good point that we're pushing the pedal on those. Like, take Drift Week, for example. It's just one thing I'm doing. I'm trying something. I'm an event host. Realistically, I don't matter as much you in this as this. I don't have the platform of all the things that you do.
No, but you're
I'm
creating
just an
the
idiot.
platform.
That's
I think
fine,
the Drift
but I'm
Week
just an
thing is
idiot
the
running
best
around.
thing that's happened to drifting in 5 years.
Thank you very much.
No, I
That means a
seriously
lot.
do. I think that.
But I'm also experimenting, and I don't know what's important. The first one didn't have enough people, and it was a Clout Week thing, and it was too exclusive, and I think that it lost a lot because it was too exclusive, but all the exclusivity was also cool because there was no
I hear
crowd.
the opposite. Everyone that I know is like, man, Drift Week 1 was the best.
Really?
Yeah, because they're like, it was like we were all just doing what BMXers did back in the day.
Right, but the problem was, it
was not sustainable.
I couldn't do it again.
Yeah,
I would go
for
broke.
sure. I understand.
Like, I have to make this stuff work. Just like
100%.
Ebisu is the greatest place on earth, but you can't build a bunch of them because they can't make money and everyone
and
dies.
also you can't go to Ebisu 5 times a year unless you're balling out of control.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah. Okay, so
like you subsidize your drifting for the year to go to Ebisu.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I do the same thing. I just don't drive any other events outside of FDE. I save some money up, and when it's time to go, I go. And I spend the time that I would do driving in the US in 2 weeks in Japan.
So what should Drift Week be then? Should I get rid of the spectators? Should I get rid of the YouTubing? This is the first time we've really done spectating though, because we didn't do it on the weekend.
Right, totally. No, I like Drift Week. I really enjoy it. I wish that, like personally, I wish I could have drove my Mustang around everywhere and done it in one car at this point, because I really enjoy the driving aspect and enjoying that, because it brings it back to like what drifting used to be, but with still insane, like properly set up cars. And I think it takes half a brain to be able to make it through Drift Week, so it's kind of cool. But I think that Drift Week is good. I think that there's not like...
Each one's gonna be different. We're gonna have a Soviet, like, weird, crazy one. Like, that one's gonna have tons of issues. I always throw experimental, weird stuff, and I'm amazed that we get through it. I didn't think we were gonna finish the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I didn't think that was gonna work.
I don't know. I had a Corvette on my trailer for like 1,500 miles of it. And my car was being driven.
Oh, yeah. But you know what I'm saying.
I was like, you just make it work. It's like nobody questioned or asked anybody for money or anything. You're like, you have to make it work. Everybody's in it together.
I was gonna say, one of the weird things about Drift Week is it's completely untapped right now because there's so many amazing foreigners that want to come do it.
Yeah.
And like, we'll delete half of the American drivers and be foreigners, and it'll be like them doing Ebisu trips.
I know, we were just talking about it the other day. I would love to put together like 10 of those good E36s and just offer them to international people to come drive and like
That'd be rad.
Have 3 or 4 mechanics and then like just have everything so that they can show up and shred and enjoy all
People would,
week.
all the foreigners tell me they cried when they got home or like cried when they come off track.
Yeah.
Because it's not something they could do, and it's like our Ebisu thing. I didn't cry when I was at Ebisu.
Nah, but it's a feel
I'm a
for
man.
sure.
No, but like,
it's a feel.
I would just sit back and you're like, oh my God, this is so cool.
Aaron's really normally very, very loud. But like after driving at Ebisu and all of our hype's over, we're all like, yeah, that was
we're all so
cool.
starved for like adrenaline. We're like,
He gets really loud after driving it.
No, after driving he is. But I'm saying like once like we get a little bit like, man, can you believe we're doing this right now? How cool is this? Like, it's rad.
I didn't mean to make you defensive during this interview.
Yo,
I just think
I
you
am
are
just
one
hoping that people listen to
I
this.
thought it was going to be a compliment.
No. For what? Just
that you were you were a very influential person that people look up to and that people follow. And while somebody might have, let's say we know some YouTubers with 500,000 subs to like 2 million, you're the one that made half the people at Park drive the exact same car as you. You've created an entire region of people around you, went out and bought cars. They spent literally millions of dollars on E36 parts and E36s and everything. You have your tuner here, Arcade Tunes. He came to be with you and everything. You know, like, no, I'm serious.
He came to drive his baller-ass car.
Right, but because it's something
he had never
you
drifted
do.
in his life before.
He asked me, is Chelsea gonna be here?
Yeah. For sure.
So he wants to come hang out and do all that stuff. Like, how many tunes do you think you've sold because of him?
A lot.
Or that he sold because of you?
lot.
Yeah, probably thousands. And what do they ask when they call him? I want Chelsea Denofa's tune.
Yeah, for sure.
When somebody buys EC or BC Racing coilovers or an SLR kit, what do they ask?
I'm sure that if they go
They're
through
like,
me,
I
they
want the
ask
Chelsea
me,
one.
For sure.
I'm just saying, like, people copy you. How many E36 M3s have now, like, bit the dust because of you?
That's a sad topic.
You are the one that's killed
We
them
just
all.
talked about that the other day. I was like, man, it's like a double-ended sword. It's like there's so, like you talk about something and you build something and then you can't even buy what you
legit doubled the price of those things.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably you. You literally doubled the price of those things. You had that much of an effect on the American market. Because all your people killed
one,
them.
and then they got expensive. So.
He has one?
Yeah, Jay-Z
He
one.
has one because he had one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually probably true.
Phone calls
So
every day.
I had one back in the day.
What do I do about this?
I didn't think it was that exciting until you got one and made it work, and I was like, oh, I should get another 19 of those, which I did.
Yeah.
No, I only got like 8 of them.
You've probably had 19 since then.
I've had at least 8 E36 M3s. Aaron's bought at least some of them from me.
Yeah. I bought my TI. I bought from you.
Yeah.
Sort of. I kind of just bought it from the guy that.
No,
you got
I bought
from.
it.
Did you make money off me?
No!
Oh.
I even drove to
Should've made some
Oklahoma
money
for
off
you,
me.
I told you.
Yeah.
All right, so
He was on his way to pick the car up. And I was like, hey, man, can you go grab this car for me in Oklahoma? He's
That's
like,
not how it went.
I'm pretty sure that's how
No,
it went.
exactly what he said is like, hey, I see that car because I posted a picture of it or something, and you're like, I want that car.
Okay, yeah.
You're not keeping that car.
He pulled a me.
Yeah, I did.
And I was like, yo, I just bought this car for myself. He's like, no, that's my car. I was like, fine. I was like, I drove all the way up here. I spent an entire day. Dion was with me, so he can vouch for this. And I was like,
you're right. I remember
was like,
this now.
if it's broken though, you are still taking it.
Yeah, it was broken.
It wasn't that broken.
It was
fine.
broken.
Okay, fine,
Yeah.
whatever.
It was pretty bad.
He's blaming me for something I didn't
No,
do.
I don't blame you.
It was $1,200 or something,
Nah,
was
it's
it?
$2,800.
$2,800? I don't remember the price.
He made some money. Look, he
26?
said he bought it for $1,200. He did make money. What an asshole.
Oh, I sold him an S52 E36 for $2,600 that I drove that I drove an entire day to get, and he
Wait.
thinks I'm robbing him?
Oh, no, the TI, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you moved on to something else.
No.
No, I don't think you're robbing me. You could have said more money. I would have bought it from you.
Okay. So
More
realistically,
money off of it.
Did you could have?
Yeah.
You already made $1,600. You could have made $3,000 probably.
I didn't get it for $1,200 then. Oh, so I might have like upped it by the gas money or
Yeah, I
something.
told
but-
you. I
yeah.
said just let me know whatever it costs.
So anyways, long story short, so we don't
Worked out
drag on
good.
from. You're smiling now. At the beginning of this interview, he's not
I'm
smiling.
just laughing.
What
You've
could I do?
brightened my day.
Yeah, I know. So
Thanks.
what can I do? Because
What
it's
can
hard
you
to see
do?
in my own way.
The problem is,
I could take Drift Week
I keep
in a million
saying it's a
directions.
problem. It's not a problem. I think you've done a really good job growing, drifting.
I still haven't built a track.
You gotta-
I still haven't done.
Yeah, okay, because that's feasible. Do you ever
It is
actually
feasible.
think about? No. Let me explain to you what it's like to own a track. I don't mean to deter people, but you need about
I just don't
$250,000 of equipment to maintain the track.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you need at least 3 or 4 people on payroll all the time to maintain those things that are going on the track. And then you need, it's insane. I mean, I literally basically have a track without owning a track at Park.
Yeah. No,
And,
that's
like,
way better.
And I would never own a track. Every time I talk to Chris, the owner, I'm literally like, thank you so much, because I would never do any of the things that you do, because it is insane how much he does.
Imagine how hard it is to maintain Ebisu.
Dude, I know.
Not to jerk off Ebisu constantly, but it's.
Right.
I couldn't
and
imagine
that's why
maintaining
people
it.
get so mad when people disrespect it, because it takes so much effort to make it right again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just the way it is. Like thinking about when they got hit recently with that whole landslide, it's like, holy shnikes, dude.
Shout out to Power Vehicles for
Yeah.
dealing with this.
Dude.
Okay, so what
That's
can I do?
I mean,
I've been yelling at you to do something.
yeah.
I did Texas Street Legal.
The thing
I did
is,
Drift
I just
Week.
think,
I did
yeah,
all
I
these
think
things.
you do
I'm
a
always
lot,
rapping.
and like I try to
Delete.
support everything that you're doing.
But wait, but like, say I deleted qualifying, I make the bracketing system, I create a rule book. You know, like I do things. What is one
because
thing
you're
that?
bored of watching normal drifting?
Yes, everyone's bored of watching normal.
I agree. Me
But
too.
how do we come up with? You have to have one good idea. Oh, one good idea I'm stealing from him that he gave me that I just haven't implemented because I'm always so busy.
The bus?
Is a bus with a
Yeah.
guardrail on it that we drive around track on
With
track while it's hot.
spectators in.
Yes,
the
$100 a
van.
pop to get on the bus, and we'll have full bar, and you can
Oh,
just
yeah.
chill there. Air conditioning maybe.
I don't think you can have a full bar, but
Oh, why not? We'll do
It's
it
a
open
vehicle.
bar then, not full bar.
I don't know how that works. That will make it more exciting still, but yeah, I think that's one thing. I mean, I think about stuff all the time.
That would
like-
change the game for like the spectators.
Like I thought, but there's always the other end of it. It's like, oh, why are there no jumps in drifting? Like that would make drifting way more exciting. Well, also drifting has a huge lifestyle aspect of it with cool cars that are low and all that. Those would never work. All those people would just be mad you put a jump on the track. Mm-hmm. So then you kill the
And then I
market.
would ruin drifting because like every car in Aaron series is sky high. Might as
Yeah.
well be Formula D.
Yeah, and you're like, well, yeah, look at this, what kind of cool shit we do with it.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Flip your mic up again.
oh my gosh.
There you go.
It's because it needs to go this way.
Do it that way. I was just trying to make you look cooler without
I
a
know,
box on
but
your.
this way it'll just work, I
That's
think.
that's better. Is mine okay?
Oh, there's a tumbleweed.
Yeah.
It's gonna get the baby. Look out. Oh no. Oh!
Just missed him.
The kid's
All right,
like,
keep
what
going.
is that? Yeah, I think there needs to be jumps. I think there needs to be fireworks for when you touch the wall. I think there needs to be, the cars need some sort of change up to have people understand what the driver's doing, whether it's a light on the roof that lights up when you're at full throttle or above a certain RPM, which is near your rev limiter. I think there needs to be more like fan interaction with the actual driving aspect of it. I think fans come out and they watch and they don't really know what's going on, and I think tying that to it more would be big. I think competitive drifting needs an entire revamp, an entire new system of everything. I think it's due for something that's more exciting. The problem is when things get more exciting, usually it ends up costing more.
Yeah, here comes the wind.
Yeah,
Keep going.
gnarly. I just feel like that's the problem. Is it's always like a battle of like doing new things, finding out a new market, and also like keeping it sustainable.
Yeah. I was thinking about monster trucks a lot whenever I think about this. Monster
But that's an
trucks
evolution too, though.
I was gonna say they continually evolve and do crazier stunts, and I mean, like, I don't have to explain what monster trucks do if you've seen them on Instagram in the past 5 years, but they
But that has
continually
a
do crazier
wave
stuff.
too, though.
But
Like-
no, I was just saying drifting can't go flying through the air and do backflips and can't do amazing
right, so
stuff.
like to your point, the tracks have to get cooler and crazier
Yeah.
and all that. Like
Minami pushed it. Like, you know, if you continually, like, if Minami was rad in 1997 or whenever, year 2003, why doesn't it keep advancing? Or like, why don't we have crazier stuff over the years where,
sustainability, I feel like. I mean, it's just like people still haven't got to the point where they're like, this is a marketable thing. The cost is just insane. You know? It's like,
but if the tracks, like say Minami or certain things were cooler and the tracks pushed it, the track literally costs less than some of the competition cars on it.
Yep.
You wouldn't have to have such crazy cars and everything. I mean, the companies will still do it because it's companies and marketing and money and all that stuff. But I was gonna say, you could push the cars and what they're doing on the track surface and make that crazier than just building crazier cars.
Yep. Yeah, I know.
We don't push it with tracks
I
enough.
even look back to like everybody, like when they used to shut down streets and like actually do like big events, you know,
Yeah.
like cities downtown, like Long Beach Grand Prix, right? But those events, like you can't do that anymore. Nobody can do that anymore. Like it's just impossible because there's too many Karens out there in the world. Like it's just like, so you have to keep sticking to building tracks out in areas like this, you know? And even like this is a worry because there's a neighborhood right there, you know? Because like they built a neighborhood here 40 years after this. Like, so to me, it's hard. I think people are just still scared to invest into like those types of motorsports to build those big things. Like, if someone's watching this and you want to build a sick ass track, like we can do that.
You say that, but there's continually like new motorsport ranches popping up everywhere with tons of money behind them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But they're short-term things. Like how many of those things are actually profitable?
I don't know.
You know?
All right. Anyways,
But
I
like
think
something
we've covered
like this, like everyone's like, oh, villains, they just built it at the end of a drag strip. It was already half built. And you're like, bro, like they did something. Like
No, absolutely. And not only that, it's fantastic for viewing. Good for driving, fantastic for viewing. It's good. Really good.
It is, for sure. But like it's the same thing, like I said, like everyone's always like, oh, we need to do this, we need to do this. And it's like, okay, like what are the chances? Like, okay, you find a kart track, like we buy a kart track maybe, and then we add some high-speed stuff to it so there's some excitement or whatever. And then like you just have to keep hiring employees and managing the business and doing all that aspects of it where like it's like not necessarily a profitable venture unless you have the entire package. Unless you hire someone like you or me and to run it and
I don't
want to
live it
and
on
live
track.
there. That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to live on a track.
Yeah.
I've already had multiple people approach me about building tracks, and it wasn't a cool enough idea for me to like want to live on a mobile home on the stupid property.
I get it. I agree.
And I just didn't think they were serious enough throughout.
That's the biggest problem, right?
Yeah. If I don't want to deal with the people and stuff, it's not that exciting. Okay.
So I teach people all the time. There's Andy DeBrino just pulled up. I teach people all the time. I sell school cars to students that want to progress themselves. I mean, like I've probably taught.
You just selling those school cars and also like teaching people to drive E36s. This is why I'm saying you're one of the most influential people.
But
you started a trend. Those things. He's been driving that car. I've already seen it like on 5 track days since I've been in town.
Yeah.
And the thing doesn't break, and it's fantastic.
But what I'm getting at,
Which is like my little like 350Z thing.
what I'm getting at is that's the only person that's ever come to my school that has done this.
And are you on radio?
It's one in 5,000 people, dude.
Yeah.
They all just keep coming back to the school, progressing. They have money. They do it for fun. They're not hungry. People aren't trying to do it.
During an interview right now. Do you need me? 1 second.
Oh, no, you're good.
Okay, I'll check back with you.
And no offense to me, YouTube makes it worse.
Something
I
silly.
feel like you can just watch somebody do it instead of doing it yourself.
I used to teach people all the time in person, and I quit because I didn't feel like my time was useful and people could go just nerd out on a Seto.
Yep.
And all the serious people that got good were not the ones I gave lessons to. Either because I'm really bad at it, or just because it was the people that weren't interested enough to learn on their own.
Yeah.
I took lessons.
So.
You did. You already knew how to drive, though.
What do we do?
You really just wanted to drive.
What do we do? We can either end this conversation or you can give me an amazing idea on how to improve things and then execute it.
I think we just need to get together the people that actually give a shit and do something with it. I think that one voice and one person or the two of us is not enough. Like, we don't have the money to just flush into things to do it. There's a reason why you have Lone Star Drift and run events, because you can accurately and well plan out an entire program to grow, and then you can grow yourself at the same time so that you can cover the cost of trying new things and doing new things, right? And that's just all I do, the same thing. I'm like, if I do this, it will free up some money so that I can do this to improve this or that. It's like the people watching that are modifying their cars that are like, if I don't go out to the bar for a couple months, I can go and put an SR in my car, or I can swap it, put angle on my car. They justify that and they do it. They set a goal and they make sure it happens. Like, we need someone like us.
Nate
has
absolutely
a shitload of money to promote it.
Nate from Dillon's, I was gonna say,
like
he
Nate,
threw down and built this place and everything. That was so ballsy. I don't have the balls of him. He went all in.
He did.
All in his entire life.
Yep. No, I agree. Nate's awesome, dude. Like, somebody, like, not too long ago was like, don't you and Nate have some beef? I'm like, what? Are you out of your mind? Like, that dude is like, like, when you look at somebody doing like that, like, I can't even help but get emotional about it. I'm like, that dude just hustled his life off to provide a track for you guys to drive at. And you guys are like, oh, yeah, this isn't, whatever, fuck, nah, it doesn't
He put his
matter.
whole life on the line and people are like, yo, $20 discount.
Yeah.
You're like, you can see a little tear go down his cheek. He's like, that's all you value me.
No, like, I came here and drove an event like 6 months ago, and I pull up to the front, and the lady at the front was like, oh, cool, like, no, you're good to go. I'm like, no, I'm not on the list or anything. They're like, oh, you're good to go. I'm like, no, like, please let me pay you, because I didn't sign up for your, what did they did, the fundraiser. I'm like, I didn't give any money for that. I'm like, I'm paying every time I come here, because it's like.
You want it to survive.
I want it to survive.
Absolutely.
You know, and I'm like, Nate.
I concur.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, I think, yeah.
Okay.
It's just hard. I think it's hard because I think there's too many people just like that come out to fake the funk and just use it as for clout. I do. I see it all the time. Like, that dude parked there, did that. I'm not actually looking at anyone in particular.
Says the man with a bright yellow Mustang.
Oh, God. I seriously look at it all the time. Like, damn, that dude just parked there just because he wants attention, or that dude just wants this to do that.
Everybody
and, like,
with giant chrome wheels wants attention.
But, like, the thing is, but like, let your driving do the talking, man. Like,
that's
there's
fine
people
too.
on this trip that will come out and they will drive and they will only do 10 laps at every track they're at, just because they're here and they just want to be able to post, and they'll go, everybody who has a camera, I'm going out for 5 laps, make sure you get footage of it. And they'll go drive 5 laps, and then they'll just sit around and do nothing for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
It's hard. That thing's really cool, by the way.
Yeah, it is. It's like a 2-tone coupe.
Yeah.
S13.
But it's just different, dude. I mean, not everybody's like me. Not everybody, and you, like, I mean, you were the same way as me. You were just like, how do we drive as much as we can possibly drive for this much money? Like, and
that's what every drifter does.
Nah, but it's not the same,
and this much money
dude.
just means all my money.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying, like,
it's the exact same.
You're
Drifting
telling
costs
me,
the exact same for everyone.
You're telling
it's
me
everything.
that, like, these guys 15 years ago would have gotten, like, okay, I'll buy a truck, you buy a trailer, we'll get a 3-car trailer for the cheapest way we can find, and then we're just gonna go and we're gonna drive every event, and we're just gonna stay out wherever we're at and just keep driving events.
Chelsea's explaining right now, we used his terrible truck that had
the best truck ever.
He had a switch so you could turn overdrive on and off, and would yell at us
for the
flip
torque
the switch.
converter, dude.
Yeah, torque converter to
old
lock it up.
Dodges, dude. You
And
had to have that.
I bought a $2,500 wedge, and we drove around the nation. And I was so busy, I'd fly in, and he would drive the
He
truck
was
out
making
everywhere.
money then.
Yeah, kinda. And
But I'm saying, like, the guys on Drift Week, the people that are here, I certainly think that most of them would do that. But like most drifters are not gonna do that, dude.
it's not for everybody, man. It's a
that's-
hobby.
right.
It's called
So
they
how
have
do we
normal lives,
make
and we're terrible
100
humans that throw everything
I
away.
agree. That's
we
what
are
I'm saying.
awful.
That's the 5 things a day rule.
Yeah.
And drifting's only doing something about drifting is only one of the 5 things.
To make you a good human, and we do all 5 things about
That doesn't
drifting.
mean we're good humans.
No, we're
I
not
mean,
good humans.
We are drifters. Like, that's just what we are. But what I'm getting at is, like, you want to grow it, you want to make it bigger, you want to explode it, you want to do all that. The only way to do that is to get the people that are for real.
I was just thinking about what if this was a channel about crack, and we were around
the
like.
same thing.
No, I was gonna say, and we were like, how do we make crack better? How do we get more crack? How do we get more crack manufacturing
This
plants?
video is going to do awful now.
No.
Because you've said that.
Oh, is that a YouTube
I mean,
algorithm
I think,
thing?
yeah, I feel like if you talk about drugs on it.
Oh, stop then.
Vaccinations, vaccinate, go do this. Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, what's the other one?
Cut
we're
it
trying
off.
To, we're trying to get them up. It's gonna give us Moderna,
Really?
it's gonna bring them up. Dr.
Fauci.
Yeah, Dr. Fauci. Well, how do we get, like, this is the algorithm. Pump it up, dude. Biden, liberals.
This is so off the rails. That's in this.
Democrats.
Thank you very much.
No, anyways, I'm just saying. I
All
was
right.
just trying to bring it back after you dragged it down
I
by
think we
talking
went
about
long enough.
crack.
We're
dude.
doing good. Drifting
This is
isn't
much,
object-
drifting is much more respectable than cocaine and stuff.
I don't know, man.
Gross.
Okay.
Anyways.
Let's finish this up. We didn't come up with any useful ideas.
Well, we did. We
But we
said,
explored things.
you know, like, this is a PSA. Like, if you love drifting and you want to grow at drifting and you want to be better at drifting and you want to help drifting and you want to be the most popular person that has helped and invested into drifting, give us all of your money and we will make awesome things and we will not do you wrong because we want to grow drifting and be the best, have it be the best that it can be.
I was
What
just
else are you gonna say? Like, that's all I can offer is, like, I've dedicated my whole life to this. I will continue to dedicate my whole life to this. So if you want to do something cool and you actually want to go through with it, I am here to do that.
That's good. I was just gonna say thanks for listening to 2 old people rant
No, I think. I mean,
as the diesel trucks drive by. Okay.
that's why we have these mics that you
Yeah.
got. Everybody, all the comments, audio is great.
Yeah.
And then now you do one video without these, the whole comment. What happened to the audio?
Yeah. All right.
Anyways,
Awesome.
you heard it.
Thank you very much.
We're asking.
I
Give
appreciate
us
your time,
money.
Chelsea. He's just trying to get money, and I'm like over here.
I'm trying to get money to build.
We
the
watched somebody install an
sickest
entire
track.
side skirt really well while we filmed
with
this
duct
on the
tape.
other side of us.
Hey Andy, is that why you painted your car that color? It matches duct tape?
What?
Is that why you painted your car that color so it matches duct tape?
Yeah.
It's pretty ideal, dude.
I didn't even notice the duct taped on right now.
He did little loops of duct tape and stuck them on from the backside.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Hi everybody, I want to say thank you for watching the video, and here is all the dates for Drift Week 3 out in the Pacific Northwest. We're going to be out on multiple, I think 4 public dates, you can probably see them over here, and we're going to be drifting, doing ride-alongs, entertaining you guys, driving across the country, having people walk behind me. I'll see you there. Bye.